All right, honey buns. I have a couple of screenshots to show you. So before I go into this, let me set this story up. A while back, Chris Smalls and a couple other, protesters and organizers were organizing an event at the Staten Island location where he worked. That Amazon location. AOC said that she would be at that event with them and that she would help them. Now, keep in mind, AOC has millions of followers on Twitter. So if she would have actually showed up, just think about the attention that would have received, right? Mainstream media would have been there, would have been huge national news. Even though AOC that said that she would be there, I don't know why I can't talk tonight. She did not show. She ghosted. And I think that AOC probably thought that people forgot about that, but apparently we did not. So yesterday, that same location, Chris Smalls got the workers together and they started to vote on whether or not they should have a union present. So that's where this starts. Let me show you where it goes. So I'm going to share my screen. AOC saw those numbers and got a little excited. She decided to partake in this celebration. People weren't having it. So here we go. Make this a little bit larger for you. And I think, can I scroll down? Yeah. So AOC tweeted, these are three, the arm muscles, It was a retweet of Amazon Labor Union. It says current vote totals, 1,518 yes, 1,154 no. 364 votes in ALU's favor to wrap up today's count. Counting will resume at 10 a.m. tomorrow. So the counting resumed again today. Remember what I just told you about AOC, how she ghosted them. But now she wants to brag about it with the muscle emoji as if she took part in it. She was not present. So Krystal Ball actually decided to respond to this. And she said, here's the guy who organized the union drive talking about how you left them high and dry. These are your constituents, and you couldn't be bothered to show up until they're on the cusp of victory. Now, Krystal's right here. She has a point, but I'm going to point out both sides of this. First of all, Krystal linked her video here from Krystal Kyle and Friends when she interviewed Chris Smalls. Notice she linked her video. Chris Smalls has been on several channels. He's been on Status Quo, mine. He's been on Jen's show. He's been basically, if you're on the left commentator, chances are Chris Smalls was on your show. So I'm going to go back to the message that Krystal said. Here's the guy who organized. So first and foremost, the guy's name is Chris Smalls. So I don't know if anyone else has pointed this out yet, but that was something that really caught my eye. Krystal Ball couldn't even say his name, and she interviewed him. So I had to ask myself, would Krystal Ball have said his name if he was someone that she considered to be, I don't know, a little bit more elite or popular? Like, let's just pretend it was Cornel West who organized this. Would Krystal Ball have said, here's the guy who, no, she would have said Cornel West. So that kind of threw me. I didn't really like that she called him, here's the guy. Like, his name is Chris Smalls. You interviewed him, say his name. That's just how I feel about it, though. But then the fact that she made sure to link her video, this is also a way for Krystal to promote her show. Now, I know other people have talked about this. I didn't watch their shows because I wanted to do the perspective of both sides here for my show, and I didn't want to be influenced by the talking points that they had on their show. So I haven't seen those shows yet. If you have, let me know. Have they pointed this out? Just something I noticed, just something. I also want to add as well, again, yeah, Krystal's right. AOC didn't show up like she really did. She left them high and dry. She did. But let's not pretend like Krystal Ball all of a sudden just had this epiphany about AOC. Some of us have been trying to tell you about AOC for over a year now. But when we did it, we were called Red Brown Alliance. We were called secret right wingers. But now all of a sudden that Krystal does it, now all of a sudden it's okay to criticize them. You guys see how this works? Krystal Ball was trending on Twitter last night because of this. All these other people who now all of a sudden they find it okay. Now it's okay. It's convenient, right? But where were you when it was inconvenient to call them out? What? What? All right, let's go to the next one. That's the first exchange. There are more. Let me go to diagram number 2. So here we go. I want to show you something else here too that I want to point out that I also noticed. And that's in this snippet here. So AOC, not being too bright, she responded to that tweet. And this is why I say I don't think this should have taken place over Twitter. As a politician, you should have known better. AOC goes on to say the warehouse isn't in my district. And maybe you should look at a map before claiming so. Wait a minute. She said the warehouse isn't in my district, and maybe you should look at a map before claiming so. Well, that's a little snarky comment. Maybe you should look at a map. She goes on to say, one scheduling conflict aside, we have requested oversight investigations into Amazon, met with Amazon workers in the Woodside warehouses, and more. Hope you do more due diligence next time. See, let me come out for a second. See, she knows who she can say this to. Wouldn't have said that to me. Wouldn't have said that to somebody like me. Oh no. She knows who she can say this to. But again, as a politician, why are you tweeting this out? Even if she deleted this tweet, I don't know if she did. That's why I had screenshots, because I didn't know if she was going to delete it. Even if she deletes it, people already got screenshots. This is not a good look for you. As a politician, why are you responding this way? And why are you doing this all on Twitter? Jordan Sheraton chimed in. Jordan Sheraton says, I was told by workers that your folks told them at last minute it was a security issue, not a scheduling conflict. Whether your district or not, you would think a New York congressman could have tweeted support, particularly in final weeks, for one of the most important union drives in the United States. Now, I want to say something about this that's really important. Jordan Sheraton was the one who covered that story on the ground. He was there. Whether you like Jordan or not, Jordan was the one who was actually there on the ground and covered that story. Was Jordan Sheraton trending on Twitter last night? No, Krystal Ball was. Why? If you guys haven't figured out like how this game works now, I don't know what to say. The person who actually covered the story. Just saying. Just saying. I just wanted to point that out. I thought that was significant. And by the way, when Jordan did cover that story, that is what the workers said. They said that she apparently decided not to show up because she was concerned about security issues. Just keeping it real. I have 2 more screenshots to show you. Looks like I got a super chat. Thanks so much for the super chat, Ashura. Jordan bragged he got paid by most MSM here / abroad. Oh, Ashura. Sure never forgets. All right, all right. Thanks so much for the super chat, the Jimmy Dore Show. Weird how when hashtag force the vote called out AOC, Twitter made me trend negatively for 3 days. But Krystal does it and everyone sees the light. What? You guys see how this works? Thanks so much for the super chat, Jimmy and Steph. You see how it works? I told you. It's a little bit strange to me that Vosh just happens to trend on Twitter like every other week. Going to the next screenshot. I feel like I'm in a courtroom with the screenshot. Sorry, you guys. I didn't mean to take you to court. But here we go. Now, this is AOC responding to Jordan Sheraton about the security issue. So she comes back and she says, boop de boop, security was an issue as well. Oh boy. 2021 included a lot of high level threats on my life, which limited what activities I was able to do, especially those outside. The combination of that, plus when we were able to get resources slash time to secure them, creates scheduling plus logistical conflicts. Let's talk about this high level threats on her life bit here, where she discusses that she was limited to activities that she was able to do, especially outside. 2021, right? That was last year. Wasn't she in Miami? Didn't I see like pictures of her in Miami with her boyfriend, and people were upset with her then because she was telling people in New York they needed to mask up, and yet she was in Florida without one and she was drinking a margarita and all that cool jazz? Was she concerned about security then? Was she concerned about security when she went to Ohio to help Nina Turner help get elected? No? It seems like to me she wasn't concerned about security either when she went to the Met Gala. And there was a protest going on right outside the Met Gala. She wasn't worried about security then. Seems like security was only an issue with this particular incident. Funny how that happens. I have another screenshot. Oh, it goes on. So I believe this is the final one that I have. So this is Krystal Ball responding again. And this one is really going to make you laugh. Again, guys, feel free to tell me if anyone else has called this out, because a lot of people are praising Krystal, but I'm finding some hypocrisy here. So Krystal responds, and I don't know why the hell Dan Price is included in this. I'm a little bit confused. But Krystal responds and she says, not one member of the squad showed up. They all ghosted Chris. And this wasn't just another event. Oh, hey, she remembers his name now. It's Chris. Someone must have called her out. Now all of a sudden he has a name. Interesting. This wasn't just another event. It was the most substantial worker-led organizing effort at one of the most powerful companies in the world. They all had excuses for all the many months of this organizing drive. Let's go back up to the top part here where Krystal says not one member of the squad showed up. They all ghosted Chris. How is Krystal going to talk about ghosting somebody? Didn't she? Like, how are you going to call somebody out for ghosting? Oh my God. How is she going to call out someone for ghosting someone? Didn't Krystal? I'm not going to go. Excuse me. My voice. I'm not going to go there. I'll leave it. No, damn it. I'm going to say it. Didn't Krystal ghost Jimmy? So how is she going to complain that AOC ghosted someone? If that isn't the pot calling the kettle black. Oh my God. Go back up to the top. Not one member of the squad showed up. They keep using this line. Why do they seem to be surprised? This is the same thing they said during Force the Vote This is the same thing they've said with other bills and legislation that the squad, not one person, not one of them voted for it. Not one of them did it. Not one of them. How long are they going to continue to use that line? Of course, not one of them did it. If you are still expecting the squad to do something now, I feel very sorry for you. I don't know what to say, man. I don't know. Ilhan Omar jumps in. This is crazy. Ilhan Omar, I was never asked to show up. Please don't speak to whether I would have shown up or not. I rallied with Amazon workers in Minnesota in sub-zero weather outside of my district. As a union person, I have dropped everything anytime my union siblings needed me to show up and always will. See, this is why I don't think I have the other screenshot, but there was another response from Ilhan Omar where she said that she didn't know that this event was even taking place, like in New York. She didn't know about it at all. And I'm kind of like suspicious about that because how was that even possible? Like Chris Moss, like this was everywhere. Chris Moss has been on everyone's show. I rallied with Amazon workers in Minnesota in sub-zero weather outside my district. They kill me with this outside of my district thing as if they should get a medal or something for this. I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh, thanks for the super chat, the Jimmy Dore Show. Recently, a mainstream news org did a puff piece on Hassan Piker. Know how I know? Every time I logged into Twitter for a week straight, it was promoted by Twitter. Thanks so much for the super chat. See what I was telling you guys? Guys, celebrities don't trend as much as Vosh does on Twitter. Same with Hassan. That's not normal. I could understand if they had millions of followers, but they don't. It's not normal. At least Vosh doesn't. Actually, I haven't watched Hassan in a while. That one might be questionable, but still. Cryon Synth, thanks for the super chat. AOC is running for president of Twitter. Thanks for the super chat, Ashura. I'ma pay you to say Krystal Kyle goes to Jimmy. Yeah, it's like, how are you gonna? It's just so hypocritical. And thank you for this super chat, Ashura. Krystal/Kyle did an Uber drive for 11 minutes bragging. I don't know what that's about, but yeah. So here's my take on this whole issue, because like I said, a lot of people have been like giving them praise and stuff like that. Oh, Krystal, yay, she's seen the light. This is awesome. Congratulations, kudos. And me, I'm just over here like, no. Because for the past 2 years, Krystal Ball, Kyle Kulinski, Majority Report, and all the rest of the shit libs that say that they're leftists, they have sat there and they've made excuses for them every time. They've made excuses for AOC. They've made excuses for the other members of the squad. Hell, sometimes they even made excuses for Rokana. And that one is not as hard to see. So I'm not going to applaud you because you're coming out to do it now when it's convenient to do so. Let's go back to that Seize the House panel. It was RBN. It was us who called out that Seize the House. And I honestly think, had we not called that out, I don't think they would have really woken up and realized, whoa, you got half the people on the left that is not about this game anymore. Because I really think they're in their own bubble. I don't think they really understand what life is like outside of their bubble. I'm just being honest with you. So no, you don't get a cookie. You don't get an award. You don't get a medal from me, boo. You're coming back too late. You're like 2 years late. So come back with something new. I'm sorry. No, not for me. So again, I don't know who else or everyone else that's covered this story, but I told you guys I didn't want to watch theirs before I did mine because I didn't want to have any influence. I wanted to look at both sides of it. Both sides of this. AOC was wrong. AOC needs to realize she was wrong. I mean, you don't get to come in at the end now that they have this victory, and then now you want to say something about it because you had all those months on Twitter. You had all those months on all these multiple interviews that AOC had. I didn't hear her mention anything about this. So there were several times when she was on large platforms where she could have given more attention to this effort that Chris Smalls has been working on for like the past year and a half, and she chose not to. So that's a problem. And two, Krystal Ball was right with what she said about AOC, but let's be real here. This is just a chance for Krystal to get some more attention. You saw she promoted her show in doing so when she had her explanation. This was another thing for her to do. She's only doing it now because it's convenient to do so. Come back to me when you're ready to fight when it's not fucking popular, okay?